Check out Before I Self-Destruct, the film, my directorial debut. Proud of this project, and now we're gonna have an opportunity for me to answer your Q&A questions. You can call now. This is the number: 888-4488-750. Let me say that again for you, right? Call Say Now number: 888-4488-750. And I'll answer your questions about the film right now.
So first question, they want to know about Lloyd Banks and how he got cast.
Well, Lloyd Banks got cast as the actual teacher in the actual film because I wanted him to do something that was interesting. It was far away from his character, and he worked it out. He made it convincing, and because I knew that it would be funny to see him as an actual teacher, I made sure that the camera went behind his head before you actually revealed that he was the actual teacher, and you heard his voice before you saw his face. And I think it went over pretty well. I got a good response from Lloyd Banks' portion of the actual film in every territory that I screened the film.
They want to know whether there's going to be a sequel.
There's absolutely going to be a part two. I started writing ideas for the actual part two. But it won't be my next album. My next album won't be titled Before I Self-Destruct. It'll probably be the album after that'll be Before I Self-Destruct Part 2. That will also include the Part 2 to the actual film. The questions are coming in again now. Let me give you this number again. Call Say Now number: 888-4488-750. Let me say that again for you: 888-4488-750. If I know it by heart now, you should know it. So call in, and you can ask me whatever kind of questions you have.
I'm going to take non-movie questions. They want to know when you're going on tour.
I'll actually be going on tour in February. The end of February, actually. I'll start in the U.S., and I'll be going all over the place. I'll start a run that's about 6 to 7 months long of me touring. And one string of shows that kind of stretch across the globe. I'm going on a world tour this time.
They want to know what inspired you to write the film.
Well, after writing the actual album, I wanted to write a story that had more depth to it. The storytelling process from a script writing perspective allowed me to develop cause and effect reasoning for abnormal behavior that describes or creates the description of a person when they're regressing to the point that they're involved in the actual activities that Clarence was involved in.
Did you die?
Clarence absolutely died in the end of the actual film. I didn't have to show him. He was hit in the leg, in his main artery, where his blood just continued to gush out while he was on the floor and it was raining until he bled until he was in shock. And he died.
How would you rate your movie on a scale from 1 to 10?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd leave that for my fans to be critics. People who just watched the film and enjoyed it, or purchased the album and got a chance to see the film on the actual television set instead of the little 8-inch screen that you just watched it on, could be the best possible judge. Like, I've seen worse films released, like Belly 2, maybe. That was a terrible film, Belly 2, and it didn't even have like a reasoning for the violent activity in the actual film. The object was for me to create enough adversity for Clarence's character and Shaka, for people to not feel so bad when he killed for the first time, when he killed in revenge of his actual mom, and not being prepared to take care of his little brother, allow him to go into an actual lifestyle that he probably wouldn't have chose consciously. He just had to make a decision based on finances.
How did you get Angel Love in the film?
Well, Angel and I have a relationship. I actually put her in her first music video. Her first music video she ever was in was The Cake, Lloyd Banks video, and then I put in Hands Up, a Lloyd Banks video, and then she kind of took off. Kind of like Buffy the Body. Her first music video was so seductive, and then she took off.
Were you trying to send a message to young people that the lifestyle was bad?
I was actually trying to be responsible, showing the repercussions of the actual lifestyle in the end. You know, because I didn't have to follow cinematic law, and the bad guy doesn't have to die, I didn't have to go away, because I was writing a film project the way I wanted it to be written. And I feel like I did a good job. What do you guys think?
I think they think you did a good job too.
They think I did a good job too?
They did. That's what all the comments are saying. Did you do all of the casting?
I did do the casting. I worked with a casting agent, and she helped me make some choices. I consciously made Princess and Raphael both Latinos and Hispanic.
How do you find your mindset from writing music opposed to writing a movie?
It's completely different. The process of writing a film, you got to kind of stay in one space mentally a little longer. You know, you got to know exactly where you're headed, what you're trying to accomplish, and write it out. And songs, it's about 2 minutes worth of material you got to sort out, you know, so it's just making really elaborate descriptions and kind of getting your point across quick, because it's only 2 minutes, the song, 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops.
Okay, cool. You want to say your final words? On the project?
You know, my final words towards this actual project, I'd like to say that creatively it was an experience that I enjoyed. And, you know, I hope the people listen to the music and enjoy it. And, you know, the album, I feel like it's as good as Get Rich or Die Trying, if not better. And I may say better, and the public go, nah, I don't know if it's better, but I feel that way because I've consciously made a decision to make it the way it is. And the first time I just wrote things that I felt like writing. I didn't even, you know, put very much thought into it. It just came out. Get Rich or Die Trying. Like, to give you an example, I worked with M for 2 days in Detroit. We recorded 4 songs. I kept 2 of the 4 songs, Patiently Waiting and Don't Push Me. I recorded with Dr. Dre for 4 days. We recorded 8 records. And I kept 4 of the songs for Before I Self-Destruct. It was In the Club, PIMP, If I Can't, and Back Down. So it wasn't a long period of time that it took me to create the material that ended up being on an album that we consider a classic hip-hop album that went on to be the largest debuting hip-hop album and selling 12 million records worldwide. I'm proud of that project, but I think this project is also as good as a body of work. I just want to thank you guys for having the opportunity to be able to talk to you. And this feels a little more intimate than, I don't know why this feels intimate. So I'm talking to you through the screen, but it feels like I'm in here talking directly to the people that enjoy my material. You know, so if you get a chance, you should all log on to thisis50.com right now to see this exclusive content and interview that I just put up. The material that I got on there is amazing. When you see this right now, you're gonna be so surprised. And look forward to a music video that I shot while I was in Shreveport, Louisiana. I used the director from a film project, Charles Winkler, to direct it. It's called They Burn Me, and it'll actually be out this week. It's your boy 50 Cent coming at you live from New York City. It's going down right here. You like my jacket? This jacket looks pretty good, right? Is this gonna do anything for my love life? Huh? Hurry up, twit fast so I can see if this is this helping me or not. Let me see.
They said you on some DC sniper shit.
Oh yeah, that definitely was DC sniper move. That right there. I did take some information that I had about how the DC snipers chose to their shootings, and I made the back of the truck open up. You know, if them fools never fell asleep, they wouldn't never caught them. They had a different description of what they thought they were. I think they were saying that they were middle-aged white American men that had previous military experience because they were firing a rifle from long range, and they were exactly the opposite. You know, so they didn't even have a clue who they was looking for at that point, and they killed a few people. So, you know, that tactic would have worked. Let me see what else we got going on.
Tell them how they can get this movie and also understand what you
You can get this movie Before I Self-Destruct along with the actual album. It's being distributed within my new album packaging. It's no additional fee or cost being added for it. It's something that I did out of my pocket because I was passionate about it. And as the special edition deluxe package, you can get 2 turntables and a microphone, which was the life and death of Jam Master Jay. His nephew Fonz created that project. He worked on it for about almost 7 years, compiling information and footage from different people to create the documentary, and it's an amazing project. He screened it for me in Sundance, and I decided I wanted to be a part of it, and I helped him get the distribution on the actual project. And of course, they sold the distribution independently in different territories, so he made some money off it. But it's a great project, and I think everyone should get a chance to see it, so check it out. It's going to be cool. Let me see what else they're saying to me on Twitter. Brooklyn in the house. Jennifer featuring R.O.D. Saying, where's this relation? They asked me where's the relation to Get Rich or Die Trying. There's no similarities within the projects. It's just me creatively making a decision to do something different. Film-wise. They're laughing at me. LOL. Let me see, this broad.
They asked if you really had sex with the girl.
Oh no, I didn't really have sex in the sex scene. It looked pretty good though, didn't it? It did. If you would have seen how long it was before I did the edit, you would have said, oh shit, this is pornography. Nah, but I had to edit the scene down. It was wrong. It was too long, you know, so I cut it down to make it reasonable. And it's still a little bit more graphic than the average sex scene, but that's the way I wanted it, you know, so feels good to me. What else they say? They gotta have better
How's
questions.
there's gonna be a sequel if Clarence dies?
Well, Clarence will be in the flashbacks. Shaka grows darker. We establish his intelligence in this actual film, so he'll be a more sophisticated criminal if he chooses that lifestyle. Because I haven't finished the script, I can't tell you where he's actually going in the plot. But maybe his teacher, Lloyd Banks, who actually had an opportunity to see how gifted he is, may come and get him out of foster care. Because he just feels like Shaka is special. He remembers this 13-year-old kid who was ready for college. You know, if you get a chance, while you're on your actual computer, you should Google 13-year-old kids, 13-year-old college students. and see that they're actually out there, they exist. It's not something that I just made up. You know? Nisha said that goddamn gold digger, so sad. Don't nobody like that bitch, Nisha. Don't nobody like her. She got Clarence shot and shit. You know what I'm saying? She fucked up. You know what I'm saying? She just was conditioned for a lifestyle that her boyfriend gave her. And when he went away, she continued that lifestyle with his finances. And what I seen was really a reflection of him. And I was excited about them Gucci boots, that Gucci bag, and them shoes, and those are things that he offered her. And I asked her. Actually, I didn't. Technically, I answered for her. I said, Clarence said, oh, so what you do for a living? Oh, you're well off. Your family's well off.
Said Shaka's an educated killer in the making.
Shaka's could absolutely be an educated killer in the making after the experience of losing his mom in that fashion and then being left alone and bitter from the loss of his actual brother and the betrayal that he felt from Princess. Knowing his brother enough to know that his brother wouldn't leave him without calling him.
Why isn't the music in the film on the album?
The music in the film isn't on the album because Interscope would have owned the project if I performed the music. Like that song that you hear when I'm walking behind the actual girl. A lot of music in the actual film, I wrote it myself. I had other artists perform it, but I wrote it myself. It's up Knox. Knox got busy. Mike Knox did his thing in the pool room scene. It's a few different spaces where there's material that I actually wrote that I had other artists perform, you know. Oh, like the scene with Angel and the young lady, TJ. That their scene, that music that's playing in the background is something that I wrote for that actual scene. So you can go back and listen to it if you can. If you got the album, you should be able to go back to that portion of the film and listen.
What kind of films do you want to do in the future?
All different kinds of films. You've seen me explore a little bit of comedy with Pimpin' Curly. Seen me do some different things, aggressive content at different points. It depends on what the actual storyline is that's already developed. I won't necessarily write every film that I'm producing. I just did a deal for my film production company to produce 3 to 5 films per year. But I won't necessarily be starring in all of those 3 to 5 films or participating in those projects as acting talent. $50 Cent.
All the sex scene stuff is just now coming.
Now all of the sex scene stuff is coming up.
They said you didn't leave nothing for the imagination.
I didn't leave anything for the imagination? Are you kidding me? I didn't show you it. Why did you say that? Are you trying to piss me off? You think I'm here to amuse you? I'm tired. Having a long day today. I've been doing radio, doing 106 in Park for like 50 shows I did today. And then I had to come here and explain this shit to you because you don't know what you just saw in the movie. And then you're gonna say I didn't leave anything to your imagination? Well, why don't you imagine you're a regular fucking person and you have just completely insignificant? Why don't you imagine dying and nobody caring that you're gone? Why don't you just use your imagination, asshole? I'm sorry, I was just having a moment. This right here, well, damn Gucci Man voice is fucking this movie too. What does it say? Well, damn. Gucci? Gucci? Main voice.
It's fucking this movie.
Let me see about Jennings. Let me see.
They want to know what song was playing in the taxi scene.
And the taxis. Oh, yeah, it's cold. It's Cold World. That joint in the taxi joint in the very beginning, Cold World. That actually was produced by Kyle Miller. It's something I made for the actual film that you guys will be hearing shortly. That's actually a soundtrack to the actual film that may come out shortly. You know.
What was the most memorable part about shooting the film?
The most memorable part about shooting this film was the hotel conditions, because we were on top of each other. We kind of lived in the same space while we were actually creating the film, and it was an experience, you know. But I made it work. You know, I didn't go there on some bougie shit where I gotta have a big old suite by myself. I just went to work. Who that? Devon laughing at me saying insurance business. Yeah, that was a funny line, right? I'll put that in the actual film. What else? This shit is so ill. Who is that? Miss Tiffany? Miss Tiffany 816. Thank you, baby. She said, this is so ill. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and you are all that counts. What you say? That girl. What you say? 50 Cent make sure and all. Game, who that?
Yeah. Game 3.
Game 3 chick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Game 3 chick said my body is banging in this movie. Thank you, baby. And I'm going to focus on the positive, too. It's not going to matter when they hate. I'm going to remember what you said. You see that? That's what I'm going to do. I remember what you said, baby. Let me say this.
Are you going to make a TV series?
Nah, I don't know TV series. Fire. Kevin, 2010, said it's fire as hell. He enjoyed the movie. Thanks, Kevin, for your support. I got your shout out, baby. Now here we go. This is Life Jennings featuring on. They don't want it. The fuck is that? We trying to sell me a Life Jennings song in the middle of the Twitter thing. I want to hear Life Jennings when I'm ready for that shit. Not right now. All right. Chill the fuck out. Who's that? His promoter?
Probably.
Somebody from his. What is this? What did it say? Hey, 50 Cent movie. Yeah, fine. 50.
Said it was the movie of the year. The role you were going to play.
I'm glad you people really enjoyed this actual film project. It makes me feel like the hard work wasn't in vain. Felt good. And people have asked me how did I actually shoot the throw up scene in the actual bathroom. And I'm gonna just tell you that wasn't special effects. There was no money for special effects on this project. I had to make it happen. You know.
How do you cry on the spot?
How do you cry on the spot? I have a gift. I can do it. I've been figuring out how to not be emotional or to suppress my emotions for a long time. So now when I attempt to display them at different points, I can control it. And I'm learning, you know, studying it, acting. I'm gonna get better. People are gonna see that I have more capabilities than they thought I had.
All right. I think we're done.